Lamer Zen, so I what's the mechalik that we get to the marshal. I mean, at the end of the day, what we're trying to bring out is that there is where's Merumas in the Pasuk. The fact that we're dealing with the Hamshachar, which is Hamshachar Setzim, that Dafka has either Tzadikim, there's Yisharim, there's Chasidach. Tzadikim are Mamshach from Ritzain Sekes. Yisharim are Mamshach from Prim Sekes, from Atik. Chasidach is Hamshachar Setzim. The question is, why the Pasuk says the Chasidach Yivarchucha, who linked the Pasuk that we're dealing with Hamshachar Setzim? Even if it's a variant of you don't need Chasidach. So where's the Merumas? The one view that ever says in this Maamar is that Midas in of Yiducha is Dafka Natzka Yitzah. Shaking the dark of is shaykh some gather of shaykhs asaga, bidul asaga, bidul tachlis of asaga, but it's not that it's not has no shaykhs klal to asaga. So that is by midas Inyan, the true sense of what haidah means. Like mitzvah shalgaver is the African answer. Okay, but the Kaplan that ever says that by the gami Shloime is that the etzem the of yiducha, which is higher than asaga, is b'chol even chitzenis sekas. Because Hasaga B'chlal is only Shakras and Dargis of the Kus, which is already Melubish in Kalim, Melubish in Chacham, Chesed, Melubish already in Inyan of Tziyah. But Shekim even Chetzenis Kesh is in the Pshitas of the Kus. The way the Kus is in Skala Kamei Shul, like in Marshal B'nam Shabbat, the Tnu Avratz. So Vuz Melubish is Res B'nam Shabbat Setzim, and the word of Yivar Chucha. The Inyan of Abracha is that Am Shabbat Zudar Chamir. But I've gone Shishtufta. So I was saying before, the Pashas become, and that's where that mitzvah Inyan of the Imam Shechol Kus is involved in a way that you don't have to be pay everything that Dafki Mitzad Hamshachar says. That's where the whole is. So in Bracha, you don't have it in the ultimate. This is a different Adgasha in Bracha. The Rebbe was Makish the Maamar of Pad B'Shal. Maamar Pad B'Shal Adgasha Bracha is that the Mevarech is in some Maila in the Sheirish and Hamshachar Bracha. That is miyuchad those Bracha. Here the Adgasha is that B'Keichel HaHamshach. See, the Mavarech means that he has control, he has balabatashket, so to speak, over the Inyanim of Seder, whatever is being mamshach lamatet in his body. So he doesn't have to, it's not a derech chidush, it's not a derech pula. Tefillah, be'etzim yav no shayachas tadin. You see, someone wants to get into a position that he be'etzim has no, he's trying to push his way in, he has to ask. So the daf is ufta. Be'etzim, he doesn't have the option of, he doesn't have the fshadis of being there. He doesn't have that, he's not just actualizing a potential that he had before. It was ufta. Mashiach by Bracha, he's bekech l'tzabes, means he has the authority to bench. He has the authority to bench. He's being mamshech. He's l'mayla v'yasher shevenet m'shav zavar. He's just being mamshech l'mayla l'matos. So it's not real musik of a pool. It's the derech. And that's the. So means in mamshech is above derech meila, which is Yivar Chucha, is dafka b'mshav says. So that he doesn't ever go through as Inyan that the yachas of the mashal, the yachas of keches pninim to pshitas hanefesh. You have teifanim. There's bechol. You have two chalukas. There's keches makifim. Keches makifim means that it's the nefesh kameshu, not the way the nefesh is moluvish in the Inyan. Keches pninim is already each kech has a certain mitzvahs, and the nefesh is mislavish in the keches. Mashiach in the rotzen is not the way the nefesh is mislavish in keches. Rotzen is the nefesh kameshu being nimshah. But if that itself is two, there's rotzen, which is the meshichas hanefesh, and then there is the pnimis hanefesh kameshu ben kainim. That's tiny. Tiny is what was besteht sein Geschmack. What is his chai? It's not a tnu of being nimshach tadavim b'chutz. So the Rebbe says there's a chiluk between how rotzen is payal on keches and how tiny is payal on keches. But the Rebbe doesn't go into the beer why is that way. It just says the Inyan. The rotzen, the rotzen is shalak akol. Rotzen is balabas. It means that the yachas of keches the rotzen they're bottle of the rotzen. So Meshul Shilak means that B'shas mitzad rotzen hanefesh. Let's say the rotzen is to put his foot in hot water. Even if it's a gather keches, it's a gather the kech. But mitzad that gather, they wouldn't do that. But Al Mikei, they're bottled to the rotzen. And the other villas say, so the keches are bottled to the rotzen, and they. So in such a case, they're misbat to the rotzen. They control. Not that the let's say if a person's learning, even though he has no geshmak, but he wants to learn it. A dogma of someone's doing a puhula, which is there speaks about even the get a even b'shas the foot the regal is putting his foot in hot water. It's not the b'shat that is and it's against the Inyan, but he's forced. He's not mischasha with what he wants. He's not mischasha with his Inyan. It's his Inyan, but his foot shouldn't be in hot water, or he shouldn't be doing this. But the Ras Nefesh is the Balabas and the Sheila Tukra. Tainig doesn't work in that way. B'shas mitzad the Tainig HaNefesh is Mechuyev. Tainig HaNefesh also Pshitas. And Mela it's going to be Devish from the Kechus and Inyan, which are beyond that ball of the Kechus. But in such a even since Inyan of the Kechus is Lahashtem Tainig HaNefesh. That's their Inyan. Tainig HaNefesh, it's not that there's a Kech of Tainig HaNefesh, which is in Inyan of the Kechus is not Ratzin. Ratzin is a certain mode of the Nefesh. There's the Kechus, and then there is a mode that the Nefesh could want. Could demand things. That's something else. Then there is Mbas Eraling left. What is his cup? Not the Kech of demanding. The Mbas Eraling licht. And Mbas Eraling kochtze. And that's the Pnimi, that's in Yana of the Kechus. In Yana of the Kechus is to bring Tainig HaNefesh. To be Meisif Nachaya HaNefesh. So B'shas it's a Tainig HaNefesh Matzah. It's not, you're not going to say that the Kechus, the reason why the Kechus are doing it that way is because something beyond them is overriding them. They're Inyan Mantazik. In Yoni of Seichel Gufaman. In Yoni of Seichel is Taino. If Tainig HaNefesh Mantazik, so Seichel Mantazik. So that's the do with that brings that a person is running for his life, and the pile he went through a hole that's smaller. That when he tried to go back, he wasn't able to fit in the hole that he went through when he was running for his life. So in other words, instead get a guf. According to Agbolos, the guf can't be mitzamtzem itself to the extent to go through this this hole. So the person who ordered to save his life, the guf had sich mavatel with him, and went beyond his Agbolos and compressed itself beyond according to how much he's able to compress itself inside the skin. But here, this is the part of Eved V'Odin. The guf mitzad etzem Inyan wouldn't want to be magul itself because the nefesh wanted to live, so he was misgaber over and broke the guf. Zayn in alein mont to go out of his Agbolos. In Yoni, the guf is the guf. That's the chayis. That's the chayis of guf too. So since for the sake of living, he has to break himself, so for his own Inyan, he's looking to break himself. It's not that there's another kayach overriding his Inyan. In that case, Zayn Egin Mahusman does it. Yeah, that's the Rizmachal. Oh, it's really holding us out. There's a little matter. We'll go back from there, yeah?
So, if you're in a matzah, you see a nefesh, that's Megala, your prayer.
There's different defanim when you speak about Mesiras Nefesh. You're saying Lagabi in the Nim Shalom. They're never saying question in Teva Nefesh, uses Ladach in Neshama Nefesh Ovekis. This is Misal, we're speaking about not Neshama necessarily, but they're saying also the time they ask the Yachas, but Keches Ve'evarim to the Nefesh. Person wants, what I'm saying is, I said last time, when a person understands something, it's not automatic that your guf is going to do with your Nefesh, what you understand. It's not an automatic thing, that the Keches are drawn after the Me'ach. The Me'ach has, like Al Treva says, the Me'ach has a certain shlit over other Keches. But it's not in the same way. Ratzin is Balabas. Balabas means not that when he wants, everything is nigger after what he wants. When a person wants something, the reality programs according to the way he wants. That's not because they say because in Yanim of Seichel is to be mashlam the Ratzin. It's not in Yanim. Yanim of Seichel is to understand. The Poel Seichel is bottled to the Ratzin. Your body, your mitzias functions, your keches and your body functions according to what you want. The Poel, that's the way you function. Whether the Seichel likes it or not. But so in such a eif, I'm saying in such a eif, it's not the pshat that mitzad geder ha-seichel that I'm saying. Or mitzad his Inyan. Mitzad his Inyan, what's mashlim his Inyan, let's say, could be the Ratzin wants something, which is, say, a person wants right now not to be misasik and learning. For the sake of the keich ha-seichel, his mind shouldn't be activated, could be better for him. But the part is bottled to the Ratzin, and the keiches functions according to the Ratzin. The Ratzin is a Shabbat. But the Yachas of the Ratzin, the keiches is that it's a keich nailu, which is a stronger keich, which is Shabbat than the other Ibar. Tiny doesn't function the way of Shulchan. Tiny doesn't relate and force other keiches. It doesn't deal with them. If in them bashtet zayin Tiny, when it's a herzach that in them bashtet Tiny nefesh, so the regesh in the keiches is that it's their Inyan. That's going to contribute to their own mohos, to their own life. You say chayis. If a bazach is negate to the life of a person, then every aver, his most is also the fact that he's a living thing. He's not just a dead aver. He has a chelik from a mensch, from a levitic mensch. So something just negate the chayis is you can't say that it's in yoni of the nefesh, but it's and the nefesh. When something's negate to life, it overrides the aver. That's their inyan guf. It doesn't say the hesber. The hesber, the hesber is that even though the tainig is higher than Ratzin. Tainig is a deeper target in himself than Ratzin. Ratzin is the take of an nefesh the way it's in his batik la bechutz, that he demands something. Mashiach Tainik is Primus Nefesh. But mitzad the fact that Tainik is the Primus Nefesh Mamish, mitzad this Inyan Gufi is the Mohus of everything. If Ratzin is a Koyach, it's a certain expression. It's not an expression in Shiur, but it's an expression of the Pshitas Nefesh. But it's a certain mode, expression of the Pshitas Nefesh. That's the Koyachs have their mode. The Seichel Midas have their mode. Seichel for Habana. Ratzin is to bring out the Take of Nefesh. That's not. So you're not going to say that what's in Yoni of Midas lahashlim asaseichel. Every Koyach has its function. So Ratzin has its function too. Ratzin's function is to bring out that the take of a nefesh, that nothing's going to stop it. Timing is not a certain mode of the nefesh. Timing is what's the previous nefesh. In was bashtet the most of this nefesh. If that's the previous of everything is to be masharas nefesh. It's not a certain target in the nefesh. Everything in Yonam is nefesh. So since the Tanic is not a certain mode of the nefesh, it's the previous of nefesh. Everything stems from the previous. But mainly, he's the most of everything.
Can a person be machlet, this Anik or something?
It's not shame. That's another Inyan. So people ask another question. You're asking the Maisa or you're asking me? Good, what is it? Yeah, the Rebbe says that the time of every Yid previous nafshi is in of Torah.
I'm saying, so where the moon is to way that.
You just have to bring it out. A Yid base is that something.
I'm saying, so this usually we talk about timing of that. It's funny, it's already
previous
warmanship. The moon already.
Personally, the nafshi is not in self mamish. It's not. We're talking about.
Topic will come later.
Saying everything the nefesh is not. The nefesh is a nibra. I'm saying at the end of the day. But there's certain inyan which have a shara pshittis. Yeah, of course, the saying of tzil. Yeah. That was the nefesh like. There's a Mailo. Das Shini kann auch schon nasse bei der Gedichtlaus. There's this. Shini kann auch schon nasse bei der Gedichtlaus. Der schon ist. Ist kein nicht nehmen. Schreibe sei jetzt Dikim. So that's one of it. Ganz schön sagt Kinder sei Staus. Ich erst gesehen, ich weiß, die haben schon das vor. Bei dich das die manche Rosen hat ich mal ganz schon alle Gedichtlaus. Das ist Batel gesehen. So was war der das? Wo eben die Schlitter. Und beim Show, sagt ich mich schon wieder so. Schroß du mal nicht Staus, muss schön zu mich alle Staus. Because what's a shtash? The shtash is full. What's in Yoni at premium chacham milad atzilas? Chacham milad atzilas. What's keser? There's galus a bligvul of those. So you're not going to say that bligvul, that's the most of the It's two separate things. Here, so we bring out the mila for the Abish is going to have bligvul, and the spheres none of it is whatever the spheres are. So bligvul is higher than bligvul, and the bligvul is a meshul l'shelet of something else. So if mitzad bligvul davs and kach, so then the gvul is going to be in this bottle. But that's not the most. But it's not together at all. That's one idea. That's not the commercial beauty. Ich denke, bitte, like Zedek said, Knesset Shtash, that they've shot. Primis is not Inyan of the quote. I need to say so. It's not all because in a certain mode. It's the previous saying so. In the Moshe, you're going to say it's out there of the previous time. Shem Shara said they have waited the Yishorim. Is later even the Shlita. And the Kiva Chad Hanik the previous, I guess, who have previous Naish Tashalos. The Chain idea, I'm sure, has previous Arotzen by Taino, which Arotzen Sham Hushti Ashpa. But like Zedek, I'm inside the Tashalos. Maybe it's because I'm just mentioning these videos. They're speaking to get people like Zedek. But what's the part of the Magitations? This whole thing that the Zedek makes Zedek, that's a thing on Mavata, all these Omar Chazal, what's this a game? The Zedek makes Zedek, and it's how they cancels it. I'm saying, what's the, but the Maggit said, the part they say, Eser Etzeni Shalom. Tzadikim are Eser Etzeni Shalom. So Maggit says it's Eser Etzeni, V'lei Eser Dvari. Malachim members the Lashon is Eser Dvari, and Tzadikim is Eser Etzeni. Says the Ebesh of the Shem and the Wolf and the Kavanah again was that Mitzad Gedra Eilu, there should be a Seder Shlashos of before, and that through Avedis Bnei Yisrael, Avedis Tzadikim, there's only Megala Zayin, the Blik Volendal. Should be through Aved, the Gilead Blik Vol. The previous Ratzin is the Bittul Aved. Mitzad Seder Shlashos, and the Kavanah is that there should be Seder Shlashos. And he should be mamshich well to Elav Blikvul. So that's the way he plays it so far, that there is the Kavanah Sabriya Kaviyachal is there's a gather of and there's Gezeres. And the Tzadikim are mashlim, they're mamshich Blikvul, and that's the previous Ratzah. They're Eser Yitzayin Shalom. So that's the Rebbe saying here, Mitzat Primis HaKesem, Mitzat Primis HaTayim, Mitzat Primis HaInsof, HaRatzim Husham Hushti Ashpa. The Kavanah is Gilel Lukus Ne'ilus. That the illness should be, that there should be Izgalus Elus. That's the Kavanah. If that's the Kavanah, so the Kavanah is that it should be through Aved Yisrael. It should be even of Seder Shlosh. Yeah, I'm just saying. So Adem Shal Primis Hasem HaTaynik Shalosh Sham Ushiti Ashpa. So then Mitzad Primis HaTaynu, the Primis, in other words, the Primis HaMahus Avel is it should be given to us, not a Hel Behester. Gzeira is, because the fact that there's a heder Ashva Zachai, so we're saying even the Pashtus, there's a Chayla, one of them. So there's a heder Ashva, which comes from heder Gidelikus. That's, it's a previous Kavanah Sabriya is, there should be Gidelikus. And Tevatei Lahit, there's a higher than Tevatei. The Kavanah is, there should be Gidelikus. And this Kavanah, that's the previous Sabriya. The previous of Sheila Shalshmos is not that Agbolis. The fact that this is the same way you're going to say, the previous of Seichel is not the Agbolis of Seichel. That's not his Mahos. Seichel has a Keach Prati, but the Mahos of the Seichel is that through the Seichel and the Midas, there should be Shleima Sa'adam. It should be the Mahos, that the Nefesh should be Nishlam. So in Yoni, previous is Agbolis, or the fact that the Nefesh should be Nishlam al Yoni. Not the Agbolis. Others that are saying here, Avadim is the Seder Shlashlis Adel. And Mitzad the Seder Shlashlis, according to the system, there's a, that the Tachta is not a Keli for those. But the previous Avelt is that Ein Sof should be in Sumakal there should be a Zgalas Lakus. B'Shas V'et Nizgala, the previous Akavona, so it's not the Pshat that the Velt is Nizbala. That's his Inyan. V'et Ena, so he becomes that one. Shal previous Arasa Matainu, Shalasa Shemushit Tiyashpa. V'et Lagzenu Gam Tzad Shlashlis Bufo. In this time, the Rebbe doesn't speak the Inyan in terms of what type of musik of Ein Sof. Saying the Mashal, I think in one of the Maamar, I think it's Philomation, it's more easily touched. Just this prat, that Ratzin is, let's say, in this words will say that it's a certain, say, the bleak of the Nefesh. Mashiach in Tainug is the Mohos Nefesh. B'cholos you can say not the way he's moved there. The Nefesh, the Pshittas Nefesh. And Mitzad Tainug is B'chol Makim Tak. He's the most of everything. Ratzin is a certain kaya, a certain tnuah. A tnuah of Eloch Adavet B'fnei Ratzin, a tnuah of Big Vol, but it's a certain tnuah. Mashiach in Tainug is the Mehos HaChayis itself, not a mode of Chayis, not the Nevesh in a certain mode, previous Moshe. Not the Nevesh in a certain mode, that's the previous of Kol Keres and Nevesh. All the Ivarim happen. The same you said in the Chassidus when the Moshe when you get the Chayis. Keiches need to have a Kedim. Ratzin is Makid. Chayis, everything, the most of everything is Chayis. Versteht the meaning? Okay, well, let's focus on the way it's brought here. Oh, there says sehr stark gesagt. Shloime is schon mal sagen, kol malam is der Maamar ist der, viel a Kadosh Baruch Hu is gesehen, der gibt den schon ist gesehen, mit warten wir spielen. Der Maamar ist the way it was not the text is Maamar, so this the tzaddik days of Kadosh Baruch Hu warten, ist interessant Inyan. So kol malam is der Maamar ist der, viel a Kadosh Baruch Hu is gesehen, mit warten wir spielen. Make a ben Torah from Maamar, that's what you come your heart and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So, Shnemar, V'im teitzi yokar mizelo kifiti. If you take from Zelo, from the Mitzvah says, while make a yokar, you mashta matayr yid. So then yokar is Torah, you call it. So then kifiti, you'll have the power of my mouth. So I feel like even if the Kadosh Baruch Hu is Geiser Gzeira, Tzadik Mavat. Mavat B'Shvilai. The Rebbe does for him. The Lashon Mavat, the Rebbe says like this. The Lashon Mavat B'Shvilai is made wie the Chassidus Mavar V'Yimim. Or Kadosh Baruch Hu Geiser Tzadik Mavat, this whole thing. Or Tzadik Geiser Kadosh Baruch Hu Mavat. The Rebbe brought before the Chazal, that the Rebbe is going to read later again, that Kadosh Baruch Hu Geiser Tzadik. Kadosh Baruch Hu Chassidus Zakt is not the Etzem Meluvus. It's the way the Rebbe Shashach says the Shalshus. That's a Kadosh Baruch Hu's Nimshach, the way Lakus is programmed himself, so to speak, to be Mechayev Vot and Eifin of Seder Shalshus. So that Kadosh Baruch Hu does that quotes, is a system. And Tzaddik, which is not Shemir himself, is Mavad. Against the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So here the Lashon Chazal is, Rishasi is Meitzi Yoker Mizelo. The Lashon Chazal is Mashma, not that the Tzaddik is Mavad. Shakadosh Baruch Hu Mavad B'Shvilai. So the Shloime is the 90 years of Kadosh Baruch Hu Gezer Tzadik Kabbalah. Kadosh Baruch Hu is a different than Tzadik Kabbalah. So that's it about you. Ikra Tanek L'Maylo, that was already being master of why, but because it's a there was why it is. Because there was why it is. That's the deal. The Shas Yemam Shachlimis Atainu. So Primis Atainu is not the fact that it's an area that develops becomes that the Tzadik is Mavad. Mitzad Amshavas Eri Sof, so Ishtashus is Mavad. Mitzad Primis Atainu, that's in Yonei Primi Avel. So Mitzad the Gilei Primis Atainu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Gufa is Mevatel in the next day. It's that Inyan Seder Shlashim was that the spot ran together. That's the Taish. Mitzad Tzadik, so he's Meishel. He's Meishel the Yerusalakim. The Chazanish gets overrides Seder Shlashim. Mash'ekim Mitzad Primis Atayim. Mitzad Primis Atayim, he's the Primis of El. If that's the Primis of Mahus of Welt is not Tam of El. It's the order Lahashlam, the Primis of Kavanah of Holocaust. That's in Yoni of every single Mitzvah. Not Stam, we see Chesed. What's Chesed? That the Ein Zav Elokus should be the Zav. If that's in Yoni HaPrimi, so in such a Eifin, the Primis, it's Kodesh Baruch Hu Bevatim. So when the Rebbe like Tzul, the Maamar and basically says that Tzadikim are Mamshech Yitzeni Sakeseh, and Yisharim is Mamshech Primis Sakeseh. So then the Rebbe there are things we hear that which Aved is Mamshech Atik. Here the Rebbe says it. We need the Ikar Atayim G'lomaylo, what's Meir the Primis Atayim G'lomaylo, Me'achidish Deis Hapach Sheikh L'Neir. What's the State Atik, Primis Atayim G'lomaylo? Means, what's Meir the Primis Ein Sof? Primis Ein Sof is Meir the Ibn of Chidish. That means the marshal, that means the order that it's marshal Tzibur Daberes. That has a lot of Shtar for the Shem, that the marshal Tzibur Daberes, that when the Malachim wanted to have a time, when they wanted to be Mishtasheh, so they would bring him a tzipor and the beres, and that would be gave him a tiny nifla ma'id ma'id. So, all these Mishal Chassidus videos, they still do that today. We took the class,
No, then I see it, put it on the it's a thing.
What are the Shashim that people? Okay, without that is not the Shem is very many, and you get to the Eklan time with the tzipor and the beres. So that's what I'm doing. You look at the Lashon Hotel. But the Kodesh Advarim is that Chidush, something which is not mitzad geder, kenes v'shayin. Mitzad, it's heibach geder. That's Meir, the Primis Ein Sof, which is beyond geder, which is Ein Sof. Ratzin is a certain geder, the geder of people. What's Meir, the Primis Atayim is beyond geder, which that's Misair through Inyan of Chidush, so something which is not through a Chidush, which is Inyan of Hatred, Inyan which is not mitzad Ged, not mitzad Torah, but Kender. Then Zogt, Kimish of the Shatzat is there is. But Inyan of the Ikar Tani L'maylo Me'achidush, is Hapach Sheikh L'meir. L'heitzi Yokim is there. Kivan Sham Me'avidas Shatzat Igzesh Lam T'mi V'tztei L'chutza. Kam ben am Haaretz. Nasa Tanik L'maylo, to the Chidush, taking am Haaretz, as they Machna P'ray Yokim. L'chein bit, so since he's mamshach through that previous Ein Sof, l'chein bit like Zera Shayoni, later the Kishbar of Gezer Sadik Avato, Haimish. The Lashon Sadik Kishbar of Gezer Sadik Avato is Shemsad Darga the Kodesh Baruch Hu Shtashlos Yeshnak Zik. V'shatei Darga the L'maylo Mishtashlos, Shemshach Sadei Tzadik Shemishah, it's Mishah Sadak the Shtashlos. We have this not tell us. Ki im Shadei Tainu Shenas L'maylo Avidosi, bit like Zera Gam Tzad Darga the Kodesh Baruch. That's what's up to the back? He needed to just like this. There doesn't say in the mashal, but Gamsha Atik, let's say it's first in the mashal, just say the premise that Ratzin is, let's say, a certain mode of Gidei Nevish. He's not in Yonah Pimah the Kerch, the Tainik is there. Masha'ekin Tainuk, Tainik is the premise of Nevish. Since he's the premise of Nevish, so he's the premise of everything. Means in Yoni if Seichel is not Stam as Seichel. It's in order to Lahashlim Tainik HaNefesh. But Tainik is an Inyan. You're not saying that Tainik is a certain Inyan. It's Azam is a certain Inyan which is the premise of everything. He's the premise of the Gof of the Ivar. He's an Inyan which is within the Musik of Chayis. He's not Mukder and Tzil Prat. But he's an Inyan. He's a certain Mohos. There's Chayim and there's things which are not like. Which are not like. So that means like this. You do a Hagam Sha'atik. Melashon Netik, it means it's Amitis Ein Sof. We call him Mizesh Nikra B'Shem Atik Yemen. What does Atik mean? That he's moved from Yemen. Moved, Shkam Legabe Adargi Da Atik, Yeshna Yemen. There is a gather of Seder Shlashos. Mitzad Atik is a gather of Seder Shlashos. No, but then, he's the premise of Seder Shlashos. There is a gather of Seder Shlashos. There's something called, there's Chachman, there's Chesed, and Mitzad the gather of Vul, there's Agbolis. Mitzad him, he's the premise of everything. Because he's Ein Sof and he's not moved in it, but B'meila he's misbata through everything. He's not shayla anything, but he's misbata through everything. But there's him, and then there's Geder. saying is, you say that there's a government ball. You have a mahos, which is Ratzin, which is blig vol. Since it's blig vol and the tachton is vol. You have a mahos which because it's not defined, it can be expressed through anything. So there is a gather of Seder Shalshlos. Because this mahos is undefined, the male he can be expressed through anything it is. That's not that's Atikim. There's a gather of Seder Shalshlos. So we say there's a gamma dargish genik Atik stam, Shalom Atikim, we come Kimish Dik B'Shem Atik, the Pirish Atik B'Shem Netak, Be'echel Chlema Shesh Ne'inin Shemen Netak. So the male, it's not that mitzvah of the male. Why? The chain bit like Zerish was a dark in the Shlosh and Shachas Atik over there to Ula. And Gamma said, what is Shach to say about Pashas Muslim Ula? That there's an early in the Tach. The Tach, instead of Tach, Darv Zayn Andrish. And the early overrides the Tach. But Sheikh Mitzvah Tainu read the Skala that that's in Yoni of the Tach. So what's the pool of him? But he's not affecting it. Eralim does it. So they're saying still, Shemitzadeh Shtar Shalos Nigzah Shliti Ashpa. But the Shachas Atik Him Kimis Batalis. See, why take mitzad what? There is, what I'm saying is everybody. The chitzenius of the, what's take the beer that in Yoni Akimi of Keiches, of Seichel, is Nefesh. That's mitzad the gather of Seichel, or because the Nefesh is the Timis of everything. It's not that, if you look at Seichel as a external, Seichel, power to understand. The poil seichel is a keich of a nefesh, and the nefesh is and everything is for the sake of his life. He's the previous of everything. It's not that the gather of seichel is the chayv seshim. You understand what I'm saying? That's the real calling of the rule. From this, when you say that the mohus, let's say we get the chayv, you say the mohus haguf is that he's a levity image. Mitzad what taka is the mohus haguf chayv? Because the gather of Basar Batzamis is Chayis, that's mitzad the gather, that's mitzad the Gdorim of the Guf, or because L'chatchila there's no such a thing called a Guf. L'chatchila everything's a prat in the Nefesh. It's all mitzad the Nefesh. That's not the gather of Guf itself. Understand the meaning? There is a musik of Guf. So there's a musik. It's the guy with this diag. Why is it that the previous of this diag Guf is Ein Sof? Because in Sof is a Zaman Sort Zach, which he's the previous of everything. And he's able to express himself through everything. That's Mitzad in Sof. But mitzad, if you look at Gvul, Mitzad the gather of Gvul itself, then it's not Mitzad a Mitzvah of Gvul. So the bird is Pul. Means the fact that the Tachten, that in Yoni the Tachten is the Elyon, that's Mitzad the gather of Elyon. Because the Elyon is Ein Sof, not Mitzad the gather of Tachten. There's a we'll see let's get to this line for a minute. You heard the minutes in marriage? Heard it? Yeah, okay. I don't know. Oh, so Meir, הכי ביטלק, שמצד ההגדת הקטעת, מצד ההגדת שלו בדרך כלל, שמצד ההשתר שלו, נגזר שלו יתייש בו. מצד חוכם וחסד, מצד their gather, there has to be header השפעה. And I מצד עתיק, the premise כפון is given, השפעה. And mitzad primis atik, that's their primis. But that's mitzad primis atik. Mitzad primis atik is a zaman start zach, which doesn't let anything outside of it. He's the primis of everything. Not mitzad the gather of Gvul. Mitzad the gather of primis atik. Mitzad the gather of atik. Masha'enkin, but the shachas atik is batelis. Bitlak say the shim zish ta'ashlus. Adem shachas atik, leim shachas atzmen asvim. Oh, bitlak say the shachas adem shachas atik, leim shachas atzmen asvim. אבל השני בהשתעשת נמשך פרימיס עתיק אין בדרך פעולה אלא במילא. הנה בפרימיס עתיק באינסף שבדעת דבר. הקים את הפירש אינסף ושאין בשום הגבול, הריבוב של גבי אינסף נשייך למה שנתק מנית לו, הנה, לגבי אינסף אין השתעשת. זה מתבייש. לגבי, when we speak about the אינסף שאין בשום הגבול, it's not, he's everything. There is no concept outside of it. There's only him. מצד פרימיס עתיק say there's a concept of גבול. And there's a concept of Ein Sof. And Ein Sof, there's two separate concepts. Mitzad Ein Sof, he permeates everything. Mitzad the gather of Gvul, and the gather of Gvul is Gvul. And Mitzad Gvul is Gzeres. Mitzad the concept of Gvul. The concept of Gvul is not Ein Sof. There's a concept of Gvul, and there's a concept of Ein Sof. Ein Sof is something which permeates everything. That's something. From the vantage point of Ein Sof, he's the previous of everything. The Rebbe saying, as we say, whenever speaking about the get to Insof Shabbat Law, Ein by Shum Agbal. He's not Ein Sof. There's no this. He's one Inyan. There's another Inyan. There's only him. What's Gvul? Him. It's a different Inyan. Which is there's not shaykh to say that there's a gather of Gvul. That's.
But it's not.
There's only him. There's only. What means there's only him, and he's everything. There's only him. It's not the Inyan. We say the marshal that it's not Maamar just to bring it this point. They're saying why it's the derech pula, even though I'm saying they say the marshal legabe this prat. You say the marshal legabe. This brings us to when you light a candle, marshal. When you light a wick. So to say that advarim is that the fire is only able to last on something that's able to be misbattle on the ish. The pearl, the psila has to be something that dissolves, that becomes dissolved into the fire. Masha'ik, if something which cannot be burnt, that can be dissolved into the fire, so the flame has to shut down. So the pearl, the psila is something which is nichla legamri in the fire. He himself becomes nichla, every place in the fire. But Adar can say they get to Kufan Nefesh. Mitzad the Nefesh, the Kom Hosei is Nefesh. Adar can say they get the psila. A psila is ready to fully devote itself to the flame, the reason why the flame is able to be carried on the flame on the wick, because the wick is fully dissolved. I mean, he's fully he lets himself be totally burnt by the fire, be totally by the fire. But the shad is the fact that the psila is how does it start? How does it start that the wick gets dissolved by the fire? First, it's the fire's failed. A person, you light the wick with fire. First is a fire before the wick gets fully dorkizat. You light the fire, and then the fire totally takes over the wick until the wick becomes a ganzen balua in the fire. That's only there inside the fire. But there's certain chayim in the world that the fire is not able to zayalin ibrahim. And certain things in the world the fire is able to zayalin. But it's only there inside the ish, not inside the gedera. I'm saying is the poil. Ratzin is an amisar which doesn't fully permeate anything. Because Ratzin is a tnuah. Ratzin is a tnuah, and he's a tnuah of believable, and the keiches of that tnuah. Timing is a amisar zar, or let's say chai is an amisar zar, which when he's nimshach somewhere, he fully permeates the time. That becomes their inyan. He becomes their most. But it's not mitzad the gather of the mekabel. There is a gather of the mekabel, but his nature is a huar gate. He becomes the whole human. I like I said in the get to Ish. B'shas, the Ish has a tema. When it's there somewhere, the mekabel gets fully permeated by his name. That's the word that's at the gather of Ish. So as it's a mile and tiny, we say Eir Hashem is Meir involved. Doesn't change. That's how that of Ratzin. Let's say it's not pale anything. The Makam Mekabel. The world stays a world. It stays exactly the same world the way it was before. And there's Eir which exists in this room. Aderech Ratzin. The Ratzin forces things. But the mitzvah is not mishtana mitzvah the Ratz. It doesn't become absorbed by the Ratz. The tachton doesn't become one with the Ratz. Mashiach Psila becomes one with the Eish. That becomes his own mitzvah. The fire fully permeates the wick. There's in the get the time. B'shas mitzvah primis ein sof. Erez amisar zach, which when he's mayor somewhere, he's mayor fully the time. He's ein sof. B'shas he's mayor in a place. That becomes the whole most of the place of the monkey. Because that's the gather of Ein Sof, not mitzad the Gdarim of the Gvul. Huh? Why mitzad what is the shtashos? You're saying mitzad priya. I'm not saying mitzad the gather of priya. What I'm saying is why taka is it that mitzad priya satani he's the previous of everything? That's the gather of Tainut. Not that's not it. Not mitzad the gather of Gvul. The other thing when you get that Radla is not a getter, that one of his definitions is that he permeates everything. Radla is the Chatchila and Inyan, which there is nothing outside. There's only him. Not that you don't have to explain why he saturates everything. The Chatchila, what is everything him? There is nothing else. He's Ein Sof, Ein B'Shum Agbalah. You say he's Ein Sof and not Gvul. Zok Shtag Agbalah. Ein B'Shum Agbalah. So what's Gvul him? What's Ein Sof him? It's a different word. Ein B'Shum Agbola. It's another Inyan. Ein Sof, we're not saying Ein B'Shum Agbola. He has Agbola. Inyani is Ein Sof. Inyani is that wherever he goes, he becomes the previous of that Mekabel. He totally takes over the Mekabel. You have Mashpia that doesn't take over the Mekabel. You have Mashpia that when he's piled that the Mekabel becomes totally his. Let's say. Previous at Tainik is as Amisot Inyan, which he becomes the previous of wherever he's in Mishnah. And everything dance in the Mekabel. That's his get. That's his Inyan. The never seem to get to that law. He ain't B'Shum Agbola. Ain't B'Shum Agbola. So what's Gvul? Gvul is it? Not mitzad the Tnua. Not mitzad anything. That's Gvul. So don't have the Reish there. And the Reish has no Taish. It's beyond saying any Taish. So what the Rebbe is saying here is that what's the get the word of Pu'ula and not Pu'ula. The Rebbe is saying the Damita saying it is, even though the Poel is saying the Mashal of Kechas the Yivardim, the Rebbe doesn't say in the Mashal. And the Mashal of Kechas the Yivardim, the truth is that the Poel, you say the Poel, the Kechas are Neveim Tzatan Yelefish. But the truth is, there is a gather of Kechas. You're saying in the get to the Nibra. There is a gather of Seichel Midas, which the previous Hatayim didn't create. There is Seichel and there's Midas. They're saying that when you get Chai, there's a Guf, there's a dead body too. So the fact that a Guf Chai is Kol who says Chais. That's Neveim inside the gather of Guf itself, or it's Neveim because the Nefesh totally permeated this Guf. It's not Neveim inside the gather of Guf. It's Neveim inside the Nefesh. That's the Derech Kula. That means that if the Tachton would be without connecting it to Amos, if the Tachton would be in its own gather, inside its own Gvul, then it wouldn't be bit like Zayt. The Elyon is mitzad the Elyon, that's the Mahos. So that's the Derech Kula. That means there's something the Elyon had to be that Ufta. There isn't only him. When there's only you, that's the Shufta. When there's a Tachton which mitzad you're his previous, but that's mitzad you. But from his vantage point, from his gather, there's Nishtazit. That's the Derech Kula also. But Sheka Ein Sof Shabbat Law, it's a different gather. It's not that B'Shai that is Galaver and that what's Gvul Guf is a Lukus. It's outside. The Abisha wants giving. I'm saying, what's the Musik of the Zayr? Helen Behest and a Lukus. So now, which we don't see the truth of what Seder Shlashus is, it seems like Seder Shlashus has Gedalim and it's a Seder Lukus. The Osler that is Galaver and that what is Seichel? Seichel Guf is that's the essence. It's not something else. That's what Seichel is. Not mitzad a Inyan. But that's the true mahus of what Seichel is. Heinz Etten is nicht, but that's the true mahus of what Seichel is. So the fact that Seichel has kashas in the Ebershter. B'chetzenish, look, there's just Gzeris. Lastly, it's not the mitzad of the course that is battle bearing the Gzeir. So that is Galavan that this Seichel Kameshu, Inyani is Eden Lafadi, Inyani is Olakus. Inyani is the Ebershter. We can see today how every aspect is really a Izgalus of Lukus. That's all I'm saying. But the Mitzvah at bottom is with Izgalus that every kasha is Ein Sof, She'em B'Shum Agbola. Every aspect of Seichel is a Lukus. So it's a bit like Zayr. It's outside. Zayr is that there's hell of a hest on the Lukus. There's a Mania Ashba. Every single mode is Be'etzim the Eibishter and that way. So there's no Inyan of Zayr. I'm saying the concept. The Rebbe says it more than others and they put it like this. Let's see. Let's see the bit like this in Sada Ishtalshus. And I'm sure I give it the previous answer. Uleisha de agili the previous atik nasa bit like Zayda. Sada agili the previous atik ain't soft in what we have to do. When you look at the Gvul, you say, so the Gvul is Gzeirus, and it's like Bogus. But Midas Inyan, the Gvul is the same itself, it's the same Eibishter. So then, the truth is, Mitzad Zayin Mitzvah is like Gzeirus. You heard the Gvul. Mitzad Atik, the Pshat is, Mitzad Ein Sof, there's bit like Zayr. And a bit like Zayr, not bit like Zayr, Mitzad the Elyon. That the Tachton Guf is in Yoni is Hedrak Zayr, in Yoni is in Sof. But the Tachton because he has a previous, because he has a Mos. Mashiach, when the Rebbe saying Mitzad Himshach, Mitzad Radloa, there's Galav, that what's Gvul itself from his own vantage point? What is Gvul itself? It's the Eibishter in a form of Gvul. We don't understand how it is. The Eibush is not small. He's not Gzelis. He's not limited. Every single Metzias is Ein Ed Lovad. It's all him. So then, Bit Lagzer, not Mitzad and Inyan. Was wenn es Galaver was der Sach ist. That this thing is one with the Etzem of Holocaust. Maybe there's no Gzelis. Today we don't see them. Today we just see Akbala. Well, last time we were going to see the same Akbala. We're going to see what is this Akbala? The Etzem she'ein b'shum Akbalas. Ein b'shum Akbalas. He's this and he's that. He's everything. So if it's the He that's everything, there's no Gzelis. It's not Stam Vo. It's the He that's everything. So the Meir is like Gzelis. Not the Pula. So this Galaver was der Zachis. I love Shmei Adam and Azad.
Time is still much important. Time with the curtains.
Not to this. No.
Not this.
No. No, I'm saying by Seichel, why is the previous at Seichel time? Because the gather of Seichel, let's say the gather of Seichel was to question things. Mitzad, the definition of questioning things, the previous is time. The fact that Inyan of Seichel is for the sake of Shleimus and Nefesh, that's not mitzad the gather of what's of Seichel. Seichel is trying to figure out something. The poil, the premise of everything is Nefesh because of the nature of Nefesh. Not because of the nature of Seichel, understanding. The nature of understanding is not Machayiv, that in Yonah Prima should be tiny. Since Keach Seichel is a Keach, from Adam, the definition of Nefesh is that it permeates everything. Not mitzvah the gather of Seichel. Mashiach that we're saying here, Seichel is at its own gather. What is it? It's Ein Sof. It's the Eibush himself. Not Mitzad, because Lechatchila, there is no, the Eibush is not a certain Inyan. Lechatchila is Ein B'Shum Akbar. So there's only him. What is Seichel then? Not Mitzad. Mitzad is a word of an Inyan. You say there's Ein Sof, then there's from the vantage point of Gvul. If the Eibush is not based on any vantage point, so every vantage point, so it's not. You can't say that it's not. That it's beyond vantage point either. That's also Ein B'Shum Akbar. So every aspect is Inyan, and not from his mode, from their mode, from any way, from any angle.
This is the same words in Mitzad and Nifra.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah. So the minute is going to be the mitzad time of this. You say that in Yoni a plimi of seichel is chayis. Mitzad this word, even if Yoni a plimi was stam as a kefan, you have a dry person, he just stam technical using his brain to figure out stuff. No, not connected to any inner impulse. He's stam doing no geschmack, no nothing. That goof is it. Mitzad this Inyan, even mitzad chitzenius Inyan is always. I'm saying not mitzad the previous. Yeah, there's a bit like mitzad shas that shows bit mitzad kolesha mitzad shleisha that gilid mitzad nasa bit like that. Kivish mitzad that gilid previous atik, which is Ein Sof, which is Amit Ein Sof, Ein Magen al Chatchil Gzeir. What's the concept of Gzeir? There's limitations. There's boundaries. There's only him. What's for the boundaries for? Boundaries is to say that there is a reality which is not him. They say there's Gzeir. The Kabei Atik can say there's Gzeir, and the Gzeir was cancelled. There is a concept of Gvul. And from the vantage point of Gvul, the understanding is that there's a Menea master and Gilad. Seichel has kashas in the Eibush. He said, Primius Atik, we could bring out we could see Seichel in a different light. Seichel has a Primius. Seichel which has a Primius, that does not govern the kashas. But Seichel without a Primius, there is kashas. Mashiach said Primius Ein Sof, there's Seichel. And Seichel is asking questions too. But there's no spirit, there's no Menea Telekus. There's no Muslim Gzeir in the sense of a Menea Umagla on the Eibush. Because there's nothing which is not him. So it's the same himself. In the sense of Gzeiris, but this battle, the L'chatchil is no Gzeir. Imagim L'chatchil is Gzeir. It's very interesting. There are pieces of Gzeir. Because I'm saying Gzeir is that Mitzad Geder Gvul, there's a Gzeir that Shalei Yom Shachashva. We see Geder Gvul today as something which has nothing to do with the Etzem. It's not it's a limited thing. The truth is the Snish, that's it. This limited thing is the Eibush is the Ein Sof Mamash. Ein Sof Bli Akbala Klal. So he's also in this form too. It's the same him. So it's not. The sense of the limitation as a spirit of the Kuz doesn't exist.
So it's not Shemisis?
Zayda is not Gilei Emes. Zayim Tzis is nicht das. If you're not seeing it in the truth of what it really is. Then you see that's not for Zayda because you're not seeing the truth of what it is. Let's say that the Rashbi Mashal. Let's see the Hemshah. It doesn't mean this word, but so from your later was Koil, there should be a discussion. You didn't have to say, okay, you're saying Muslim Zayl is hard to the head. They were saying is the premise of Kabbalah should be good, should be Ashpa by you, should be Gashmis by you, should be good by you. It's a gather Elam is gewesen, let's say, Shivim is even much stronger than Bnei Yisrael, let's say. But the previous, the Kabbalah, the English students, the fact that it's a gather at Teva, the Goyim are stronger than you. What is that? That's the same English there, which is Atar Rotan Mikol Am. So what's Farid Zaydis? What's the pshat that Teva is a Menei Master? I'm saying you have to understand what's the fact that today we look at the Teva Elam as a spirit to the thing for the that's what I'm saying. Mitzad Amitis Advarim, the Metzias of Teva is in Yoni is the same Ein Sof, which is Advar Rotan Mikol Am.
I think Bittul of Zayr doesn't even change its ear.
No, but
the Zayr itself is a.
But the Tzir is not it's Ein Sof. It's not limited. The Poil, the Metzias and Nibra, is not just the Aklein Azar. It's the Amitis Ein Sof, which is never. We don't see it in what this Muvar Ein Sof is. It's beyond the Muslim of legal leader. It's beyond any Muslim. And he's everything. So that's different everything than I'm saying. It's not Stam I'm saying. Xeris in the sense of looking at the Gvul, which in a way that has nothing to do with all of this. Which could be a stirit to the previous Akabana. The truth is that everything is the Kabbalah. If everything is the Kabbalah, so it's not Xeris. Yeah, but this also that this Gala Eid Hashem Ken after. Also will be this Gala that the truth is that every single mode, it's what they were saying here. It's how they give it Ein Sof, there's no Menei Master. Today we look at there's the Gedra Elam and there's a Lakus. The truth is that L'chatchila there's only him. L'chatchila there's only Ein Sof. Which Ein B'Shum Adbalah. Which expresses himself and everything is him in a different mode. So there's nothing which is a detachment. It's all the same English. There's no detachment to English. What's Sheikh Hazak like saying? That there's a mania to his Inyan. There's a richah from his Inyan. Everything is him. Yeah, I don't know how it works. How it's gonna. Good. Understand. Piece of Shema because Maamar in a Kislev who piece of Yerushalayim. There are people who so dark state. Interessant to say. I mentioned before, the Rebbe Shabbos is Yerushalmi, he could have brought Kamamar Chazal to get it to the but the big Yerushalmi. So the Rebbe teaches us that teach. The Lashon Yerushalmi is a feel who Amar Hachim. To Amar Hachim. So what's the Lashon over there? Not Kodesh Baruch Mavakel or Tzaddik Mavakel. The Dach Kaima, the Dilay Kaima. It says the Pirish, the Dilay Kaima. Leisha Edei At Amar Hachim is Batel Sexay. Is if At Amar Hachim, so only what you say is there. What I say in Chachil doesn't exist. Shadeh, the previous Atik, Shnim Shadeh At Amar Hachim. If Bakel Chachil will say like Kaima. We don't say the Tzaddik Zakta Zeh, whether this is bad. As Zakta Zeh, there's nothing else. There's only way you say it. Only the Dach Kaima. Because what's the Shashal is the Dach. What's the Tzaddik? The Tzaddik is Megala, previous Ein. And that's everything. Let's try to say the sandwich. You're Megala Inyan, which in the Shumat Bala, he's everything. So there is no something else. Today Ilum Hazah looks like in a way that it's Shaleit Behesim to this Ein Sof. That's the way we look at things different things. That there's a Velt and an Eibush there. The Eibush is Ein Sof and the Velt is whatever the Velt is. So the Velt could be not in sync with Holocaust. But the truth is that the Eibush is Ein Sof, in Shumat Bala. And what's a Velt? Also him. So then it's not shaykh to say that there's a union of Didach, which is a still to Didi. There's a Velt which is not Holocaust. So you do have a Chasidechi Baruch. Shamshach, I want to show you the way from the Baruch, Derech Neil, I think Chasidechi Baruch, Shamshach, the Chasidechi Baruch, previous Ad, Shamshach, Misham, the Derech Pola, Derech Neil. I'm going to select.
I'm
For what? What's the Gani? What does it say there?
Well, you know, that's in fact it's called Atik, control of Netak, and the
It's moved.
whatever types into there also previous Atik. Even previous Atik, which is part of his Atik, part of the sign.
הנה החידוש שמדובר משוקסון על הערכת פנימיסת כל גם בעניין הבירור ביזיס הסגרת נגטיבית לגזירס. These chalukim, that does retsach more in this manner. Three fine bit like that. Bit like gvol, he machtiba the gvol that he becomes their Inyan, or that there's only him. So there's no bit like that. The way he wants, that's the only thing that exists. His ras is the only thing that exists. There is a yichud when you get to be in a birur. This Nakuda was already the one before. But the Bishal. A Pirush I think the article there from Mailaman. Shingazet and Mizan that's the point. Hainish al Birur, but that lens is essentially the other Bishal Ishmael Gile, Shin Verchilla, was Batum Tzius. Since it's actually a member of Yud Kislev, the Rebbe's Meirich. This Nakuda is from Vasagani base. That I'm sorry, Pod Bishal base. The Maamar of Yud Kislev, that there is bitter, there's a mile of bitter attack in Sedamatal mile. There was not here. We went through that. Since the bitter attack mitzad Arich is mitzad the Gilead Elgin, which is being a refter attack on it, is Mizbatel. The Chingam Lach, the bitter Zesh attacked in Menach, which is Mizbatel Mitzias. Ada Gilead. Avalation Nash is Shini Mitzias attacked on us. And it's at this aspect, there's a mile in the Gilead that causes Maamar mile. Because they say the marshal of when two people having bikuah, say the marshal of the Kategan say there about that there's a Inyan to bring Lamed category on the Baltin, and the Sanegar says there's the two people having an argument. This weird happened. The pile, the mile of Matal mile is the mile when the pile mamash when you're Minatzea, when one says Minatzea, the Taka changed his mind. The Taka came to the recognition that you're right. Mashayim of Tequila is only the mile of Mata, so besides the Tequila area, the Taka was his battle. But the Tatan wasn't changed. He was Mizbatel. Means his Metzias now has lost its Chshivas. But his Metzias wasn't transformed. Mashiach, if you convince someone, and you manage to convince him that the way he understood Tona was wrong, and your tzad is right, L'Poel, you convince him, you change his mind. The Chisarin in L'Matal Amayla is that L'Poel, even if you can say, two people had an argument. That got the Kech is the Iker, that got the L'Poel. And one of them won. Even after he wins, it's not that since they're both Zdalam and Eretz, that's not the Pshat that Mitzad, Chesed, Vura doesn't make sense at all. Sudan is not spoken for the Muslim of Vura. Look, Payal Vura is wrong. There's Kashas on it, and we're Masber that the Bala Chesed was Meshachnea, the Bala Vura, that Chesed is the right way to go. But it's not that, there's a conversation. It means that the Svara of one side made sense. Even La'achri was Nitched, there's this one. Mashiach, when we speak about the Mitzad Gilead Elyon, so Mitzad the Elyon Tachnas Mizbatel. There's a mile that Mitzad the Elyon, Mitzad Blig Wall, there is no Nisnas Mizbatel from Wall. But Le'idach, only Mitzad the Gilead of Blig Wall. The Gvol Mizbatel, Eralei Vernish says it. There's a mile, even the Eifn of Tzei Nisekes. That the Poel Mitzad, that is higher than the Gedra. He's higher than the Menagim. What I'm saying is, if someone, you say, you have a regular Dikoch with someone else, not an Eifn of being Megal as a Shaman. It's not arguing with somebody, you're going to convince he's going to come and say this, you're going to bring him Rayas, in a way that you understand the terms is the right way. The Poel, you didn't bring out how terms in Kedusha is Be'in Arech, whatever he understood of what his values in life is. He has values in life. He thought that to live a peaceful life, let's say, is without keeping Shabbos. You prove him and you explain to him that if you want to live a real peaceful life, it's keeping Shabbos. Mitzad that way, you take convinced him that Kedusha is the right way, let's say. And he's he say, but the Poel, you didn't bring out how Ilm Haz is shtus the Gabi Kedusha. The Ilm Haz is not fismak the Gabi Kedusha. Even the Achri, they you're mevatel the Menagid has fismak. And the Shtak is fismak. You never brought out Mash'eg, which is the Gilead, but Gilead Keser. The Gabi Keser, Elam is garnished, Elam is bottle. This guy's coming with times. The Chleis, this, that. B'shas the herd, what Torah mitzvah is, the Vot Shloime Eretz this, Bertus is Vot. The mile is, he the herd da in Areh of Kedusha Legabi Klippa. The Chisaron is, but he the herd, the Kedusha is higher than Vot. But his mitzias didn't change. There was the Maamar also, but B'Shalom Beis, there's a mile on Master Life. Zerich is the important stuff. אבל יש נעשים מציא את התחתן, זה פירוש הליגל לעתיק, what's the ufta of the העתיק, הוא גם מצד עניין את התחתן עצמם. This is in 59. ועל דרך כמי שוב הפירוש של דרך המטל. But it's a different item. But the פירוש של דרך המטל, the word is that the alien explains the tachton. That's the derech ervikeli. How do you transform a makabel? How do you transform it? You should understand the way you're saying it. You have to convince it. You have to explain it in a way that's going to be behesed to his mate. Previous Atayno, he's the previous Atayno. Mitzad the previous Atayno, the Tachton is Takan is happening. He's transformed. And Inyan is the alien, but not because the alien is better than him. Not because the alien was made in the Samson to be massive the Inyan according to the Klei Makabel. Because the alien, he's the previous of everything. He's Ein Sof. The Meir is Nimtza B'Kol. But there's a Mala Mata Mala that the Tachton is transformed. Kima Chatan, who are previous Achais Cholish Tosh, and we're the Dasha, the Zovi, and Nasa Shina Batachtanats. More about us. Here, there brings this also wasn't the last line. But based on this word, that the word of Tainik is that this here there was a matter which is the matter before, there's believable, and the more there spoke about the Maamar of Shloime was that there's no physical smoke at all to the top. Here, this knage, the chiluk between the Mishkan and Shloime is, that the Mishkan, the Elin is Lamailin. Even if you say even if you're going to say that Tachton is Battle Legam, but the Poyo is B'derech Mittel. Mashiach Mitzad Primis at time, he's their Primis, he's their most. Mitzad him, there is nothing besides him. He's the Primis of everything. That's the Maamar over here, and that gives verstehen the word that he brings down before that not only that Mitzad Malchus there was no Nisnatzvak in fight with Shloime, but there was even Malchus. Everybody wanted to go to Shloime. The Tachton Alena, this catches this here. It says, "More bad than the Gish the Hera the Shloime, the Gish the Hera the Shloime, the Atik, Shekil Air Moshchel of Sanitzitzis. The Dugmas of Bukash and Mishak Selah Sanitzitzis. What's the Mishak? So the Kima Shapira Hagim Sanitzitzis Nimsh Chomeat from like you. It's not the Mishak that Shem Melech has a guitar for Smaz Bezain. Being Nimshak to the Elg is a true of Rotzen or it's a true of time. They were Nimshak. Mitzat, Tzigvan Azam Sert Malchus, everybody wanted to have a Shachas to Shloime. Everybody has a Keich HaMashiach. Everybody wants to have a Shachas now. That's not Ratzin. Ratzin is mitzad him, everything is Nisbato, is Sheil, Balabas. This is a true of time. The Azasat Gidei Lekos, Azasat Malchus, that everybody wanted to be a part of the Malchus. That's a bit of time. That's wasn't such a Sheil. So this guy was the previous HaKesed, which is the previous of Ishtalshus. That's the previous of the previous, the Mahosadish, not the Metzias Chitzayim is Ishtalshus. Radla is the Chitzayim. This is the previous of Ishtalshus. But the Mishas Nizgal, where the previous, is Nizgal, the previous, hat sich gehört in the other Zah, that his previous in Yom, and in order for him to have Tachlis Shleimusi, he's Nimshach to the Shleiman. Nimshach Chomeatzim, huh? How do you move on? Shabir also, he comes at the Yom, that time, on that time. So we didn't, that wasn't that gush environment before. There should be Kolmak, and we should see all this is understand. So, in my before there was not even Kum Hashem B'Yefut Zeivecha, Kum Hashem B'Chasecha. That the Chilik is, Kum Hashem B'Yefut Zeivecha is that since the Mitzat Chitzayim is a guess, Velt has a Tizas Mokim, even though when attack is the Gaifin, so it's not Mizbat L'Gam. Sheikh Bashleim, which is Eretz of Shalman, Mishaychus, so it's Mizbat L'Gam. Either it's not Yishdim Chilik. The word of Moshe is that he's shaded. Mashiach previous Keser, he's the most. So that's also Muluk is Kumasha Yifutzevecha and is Chassid. I give the Shir Mishkan Hayu that I call it Nidar. Can English answer that this is a Mishkan Hayu means of Shmita. Overpowered the Tacht. Harig is the Fashion Shemaka. I give the Shir Mishkan wasn't hated, forget that in Yoni of the Tacht is to be Nimshach. Without the Malchus Shvad, Stam is to build himself a Malchus, connected Malchus is so. B'shas given Malchus, Azam is Malchus, which not that was Materi given andere, Mevach given andere. Forget, Kumash and Chased that they were all Nimshach. Saying it's Inyan which the Eitzah which is behind the different modes. There is whenever speaks of Atik and Adich. Doesn't type chase in this diagram there's a Fismak to the type in this diagram not, but there brings different say the tetzais of the tetzais which sharpens the nekudas in. It's had an Aaron before that it's so whether the taf is battle legami, not battle legami, and here the results of it sharpens the. הרימון שהביר שלו, אז גם זה אלה שמקומו, כימא שגם גביאתי, יש המציז דה שלשלוס. There is a concept of war. He's a concept. Inyan is Ein Sof. He's not in Bishum Akbala. Means it's a gewisse Inyan. If he's a gewisse Inyan, so that's zweiter Inyan. There's war. Und mitzad die Gedder of war, mitzad Arz, mitzad Zeder Shalashlos, Gedder of Tachten, Schuh Tachten, Heber Welt. Mitzad Welt, what's the Gedder of Tachten? Not Lucas, a Metzias. But mitzad the alien, he's the premise of everything. That's mitzad the Gedder alien. The Gedder Ein Sof is as Eri the premise. That because he's not Mugder and Bemeli is the premise, he can find himself in everything. And that's the premise of Welt is that durch Zeber that is gebracht Lucas. That's the premise of But that's not the Gedder Chitzeni of Welt. The Chenagila Eri the alien Shnimshat Blei, who commit over Nesol. In a very dark idea. Birush the premise that Kivish premise that Bechol as itself. The Gabi as itself in Shaykh Metzias Shechot. The whole concept of a Metzias is in Shaykh is Ba'adar. And Mit Simatz is Baruchi a Metzias Shechol Nimtzayin. L'chein I think the premise that Knigesh Bechol Dover Shemetzias Shalei Gufa Hilus. Ever said this lashon B'Dor B'Shalom? Yeah, never said this lashon. No, but was ist sein Metzias? Sein Metzias ist What's me lost with the Hergish? Sein Metziz not his premise, not his mohos, his Metziz, his basic property. But that's all it is. So, if he's there, verstehe nach Hazarach. Zau, שבימי Shloime, you don't think When you get the end of the Maamar, there's some Prat Mashni, a little dibur. When you get the Chanukah, there was Maz with the. You saw that part? The Muhammad, the Ivan. You saw that part? But let's go a little later. Zau, Shebimei Shloime, Nizbar, back in Tzitzis, Ibn Shayim, is Inyan Shalher. Lo Asid Love is Bar, call it Tzitzis. Why? Bina Mishin Shadi Gili Chitzeni Yisat, Shkili Mishin Gili Chitzeni Yisat, Kulei Mitzad Mitzvah Yisat. Sof Kosof, El Mitzad Zeh Shai Gili Mishin Mitzvah Yisat. Mitzad Primis, only Inyan Mishin Shak is the Primis Yisat. The Mishin Shak is that. The Chena Mitzvah is this bar is reckoned to the Sheikh Magish Gili. I was saying before the marshal when you get the Psila and the Ish. Mitzad what is the Psila totally consumed in the fire? Because the fire is Zam Serzach, which when it touches on something, it becomes consumed. But then, not that the gather of the Chaymer is that it's this battle of Eish. That's not the gather of Chaymer. Chaymer and Eish are two separate things. Eish is a Zam Serzach, which is able to take over the top. But you need to have a top thing that's sensitive to Eish. Eish has the nature that it totally consumes Makabah. But if you have Makabah that's not sensitive to Eish at all, you have a stone, it's not sensitive to Eish. Eish and stone, they don't talk to each other. So it's not going to be consumed by it. If the fact, since Mitzat Chitzeni is Atik, the fact that Inyan you felt is a Lakos, that's because Ein Sof is the premise of everything. But so you have to have a Nivra, you have to relate the Nivra to Ein Sof. If the Nivra has no Shaykhs to Ein Sof. In other words, the Nivra the way it is Mitzat Chitzeni Yosef, that's not going to be consumed. Mitzat Chitzeni Yosef, not Mitzat the premise, so Mitzat Chitzeni, not to say Adabar Chitzeni. Mash'eged of the Lost Lavi is, that's their Mitzis. Not Mitzat the Inyan, or that's their Mitzis Kufr. So then it doesn't have to be any which is susceptible to something else. It's a beer state, the Zayn Tzir. So it's Mecham. So the Chen is very accurate to say the Sheikh Mahagish Gilead. But Birish had to give the previous hat. Who shall they give the previous hat is God Chol Davar Sham Tzir Shalei Gufa here. The Chen also Davish Az Yah give the previous hat. Gav the Tzir Shenech Shechoi is Al Yuchol B'Tush. He says this comes from Gashim As. But I'm such a man you also have Chol B'Tush. But I'm not going to